Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Anthony Richardson. Wow. Some wow throws in this one. Lock in. Get fired up. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. Before we dive into the video, quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. It is the foundation, the bedrock of the channel. Not only is it a great, inexpensive way to support the channel, but you get even more Quarterback School content. Hop over there, join, become a member. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get into it. I'm sorry. I'm laughing because I know what comes in this video, but this is one of those plays where, this video has got some highs that are just beyond special. They really are. Right here, we're probably trying to hit 11 on a little drift post. The right tackle takes an L on a spin move here. It ends up being a nice scramble drill. Great job finding the hole. Again, Anthony Richardson, the arm talent, the way he's able to torque and generate force and just rip fastballs. So what I'm saying here is this play is probably designed to go play action right here. Now, if for some reason that isn't there, I like pairing it with a beeline post. A beeline post to me is just a straight line, big post, as opposed to like a traditional post where you're up like a vertical and over here. And so if for some reason this drift-ish thing wasn't there and this safety drove down on it, now all of a sudden you've got this, big play opportunity deep down the field. Now, that's just my interpretation of how this thing presents itself. It's not there. Drift post, window one, no. Window two, got to go. And again, you can see that beeline up top potentially. See how straight line it is across the field. And again, they're going to take advantage of the arm talent of Anthony Richardson. They already have, right, in one game. But this ability for him to essentially make the right tackle right. So L, go, create, chunk, first throw of the year. Let's go. Next one here, 4th and 2. We're going to run a little stop route down here to the bottom. We just put this thing in the Gatorade. Right? That wasn't close. So a few things here. I think this is the right read. I like the call. I don't like the backside route per se, whether it's spacing or Hank. It's not for me. The execution of this, obviously, he doesn't put it where he wants. He skymails this thing. I will say, this is wide open, and it's not wide open. It's open in the league. Press coverage, one-on-one stop route. So normally this route is run it like it's a vertical for 9 yards. And then the part that I always preferred, the coaching point, is you want to come back down your stem so that the quarterback can play this with anticipation, kind of like CJ Stroud does in this game early, and throw it right here. Now, again, that right here assumes that it's eye level and it can't be, 15 feet above our head. And that's an exaggeration, but it's uncatchable. So do I love the top of this route from down here at the bottom? No. Doesn't matter with the ball location? No, it's not anywhere close. So this is kind of the adventures in accuracy that you just hope, I think certainly there's no reason why they can't get solved. I feel like there's a lot of moving parts on the back end as far as the base that he's playing with, as far as moving his feet. And again, watch him bounce around. But that, for as bad of a throw as that is, that doesn't, I think it could be a tighter hitch. He's hitching up a lot, but, nothing about that besides the kind of the arm angle. Does it get tipped? It just comes out crazy. Again, we can't really see it because he throws it so damn fast, but you can tell it's bad when the wide receiver doesn't even try for the ball. Next one here. Now, I love me some quarterback run game. You don't see a whole lot of dart in the league. So this is bash dart. So we're running dart down here to the open edge. Nice patience from Anthony Richardson. Again, I think you're living on the edge, a little bit when you run between the tackles. I think of dart as more of a man-centric run as opposed to a gap-centric run, but still there are a lot of gap tendencies here. We're running to the bubble. We are reading the left C-gap player. So great patience from Anthony Richardson. Again, there are a number of reasons why I think you don't see a lot of dart in the league, but this is a beautiful B-gap bubble to run it to down here to the bottom. So to me here, we're running right here to this B-gap. Now, the reason I call it a man run versus a gap run is we're essentially man-to-man on the front side. So you've got to be able to hold up right here on 2 1-on-1 blocks. So usually coming up to the second level backside inside linebacker, we're back right here, and then we're conflict defender. This is the read, the RPO key read here. So here's the bash element of it. Back away from the run, right? Dart down here. Bash up top. So you would call this thing like bash dart. So we're going to shuffle, 2 shuffles. Read this guy out. If he can tackle the bash, we want to run the run that's called. And then the left tackle, dart here, right? He's going to pull up for the play side inside linebacker. So nice patience from Anthony Richardson to be able to wait for the tackle, read this thing out, bash, dart, get vertical up the field. Again, just all these things are choices, right? Calculated choices, especially in the quarterback run game. You're running inside the tackles. Got to make sure we got guys who can handle these blocks, protect our guy. He's obviously a thoroughbred, big dude, but taking a lot of collisions running inside the tackles. And here it is. This is awesome. I mean, I don't really have a whole lot to add to it that I haven't seen other places already. I mean, there's some amazing edits of this. This is a ridiculous throw, on so many different levels. I will say the one thing that the All-22 shows me that I didn't notice on any other angle was he throws this from the light, through the shadow, through the light, to the shadow. I mean, it's, I didn't do the math, but it's damn near 70 yards. It's ridiculous. Just a quarters beater post down here to the bottom. And again, I don't even think this safety down here to the bottom plays it necessarily poorly. He's just not anticipating someone throwing it 70 yards. I mean, that's just out throwing the coverage. And it'll be interesting to see if teams, it'll be interesting to see if we can replicate stuff like this because it is so unicornish. But normally, if you're going to run a quarters post here, you would have something running at this guy. So you would want like sail, you would want something to occupy this guy. You wouldn't say, hey, for most humans, you wouldn't say, F it, we're just going to throw it 70. It doesn't matter that you're inside. It's that special. And again, I think it looks even more dramatic when you go from like the journey of the ball, slip, light, shadows, light, darkness. Oh my God. It's so stupid. It's so ridiculous. And you add the slip so that he's also moving to his left. That's the other part. It's not just the slip. He's not javelin. He's not throwing like a javelin there. He's going to his left, rips that thing, and it's right in stride. I mean, that is such a fucking stupid throw. It's so good. It's so good. My face hurts. It's so good. Next one here. This one's a bit of a bummer for a few reasons, kind of, design wise, more bad luck than anything else, but it looks worse than I think it is. Now I think it's not near as bad when you understand he's throwing like a 95-mile-an-hour fastball here, and this guy's got no chance to catch it with the elbow brace on, reaching out. He barely gets his paw on it. I think it's actually a decent decision, which is rare to say when a defender gets his hands on it. I also think it's fascinating to see just how many different ways they had post opportunities in this game. So there's the big post. We'll call this like a deep hook here. I think it's unfortunate that they didn't have scissors on here. If they would have had scissors on here, it's wide ass open. But when this defender robots, so that means turns and runs to hunt up the kind of crosser area, he's got his back turned. And I'm a big fan of defender's got his back turned. You just throw it like he's not there. He's only covering the width of his shoulders. Now, every once in a while, guys will turn and make a play. But I think it's harder to make a play when you throw it 90 miles an hour here, a super heater. He's announcing his presence with authority right here. No, and again, you could see here, if we had scissors on up top or a sail or Seattle, it's wide open. But again, from the back, you can really see Zero turn his back here. So play fake, robot. There's Zero roboting right there. So the decision to throw it right here with this back turned, would we love to get there maybe a little faster? Sure. But I got no problem at all ripping that thing right there, right here. So let's get it. Let him eat. But Zero turns, but he can't make a play on it. And again, he turns when he sees 11 turn. It was just a really nice job there, being able to kind of see the defender's back turned. How about your boy, the left guard? I think that dude can play. I think he's out there hunting for violence here. Please turn inside. He's hoping, he is praying that that edge spins to murder him. Boom! Oh my God. Woo! Next one here, 3rd and 6. This is one of the first plays where I just didn't understand what we were trying to do scheme-wise here. This looks like we're running mesh with just a corner. I've never seen it like this before. Maybe they have some deep understanding of mesh and what was going to be open. I don't think there's anywhere that this is going to go with the ball. I think it's a little unfortunate here that the left tackle, can't pass off the stunt. I think the edge does a really nice job here, but just scheme-wise here. So up into the corner, and then we're just running mesh here. So he's coming across, and that's it. Like that's a wrap. That's not going to be good enough most of the times. I think 7-person protection. So no real opportunity to go with the ball. Now, just looking defensively, this isn't going to be D-line school by any means, but this is how you set a pick. So he's up and he's through the inside shoulder of the left tackle, and he occupies both the left tackle and the left guard, and then this little stunt turns into too easy of a sack. So a bit of a bummer. Maybe you could get the back to kind of hang there and find it, chip the space. He's trying to chip the end, and the end disappears. And again, the end does a nice job of occupying the left tackle and left guard. We don't have a chance. But where are you going to go with the ball here? Maybe the topper mesh coming across from top to bottom if you got all day. But that's a tough 3rd down rep. I think tough scheme, not the greatest scheme in the world, not the greatest amount of answers. And the pass pro, just doesn't hold up through a serious bull here on the left. That's a hell of a bull. Boom. Now, again, does Anthony Richardson, hurt himself by drifting to the left? Probably a little. Maybe he could escape up and out if he stayed right in the middle, but there's nowhere to go with the ball. The scheme's not helping us at all. And that is getting slammed to the ground, right? Is that not a penalty? Whoa. Oh my God, watch his head hit the ground. Holy moly. Just hope he survives, man. That's a shot. Next one here. You probably lost if you had split flow read escort in the first quarter. Had to wait to the second quarter to get it. Again, another great quarterback run game play. This is a little wrinkle I haven't seen from anybody before. I really like it. It almost ends up as like double escort. So you get the horizontal motion. We're reading the left edge player, left C-gap player, super wide player. He goes under 83. We're pulling it. And we've got everybody blocked out there. You almost are surprised this isn't a bigger play. So design-wise here, it's a really nice job. You see the shift to motion. So 2x2 to 3x1. Back to 2x2. Now, normally this play, for the quarterback perspective, we're reading this player right here. He comes across on the split flow. When this player goes underneath that, the quarterback is going to keep it. And now we've got this escort or lead. Now, I prefer it just like this with a crack. But I love it here with this additional player of this horizontal motion. Now we've got essentially like double escort. So we got someone out for the corner. I think he takes the corner. And then the true escort will come all the way up to the safety. So we've got everybody blocked and Anthony Richardson going downhill towards the sideline, hopefully. This is a hell of a play. It's a nice little addition to a play everyone's doing in the league. Really, everyone's doing it at every level of football. Just really well done. Again, reading that left C-gap player. I mean, that right? He's trying to wrong arm that split flow action, and we just say, see ya, ole, bye you. And then, I mean, it's actually kind of a nice job of the Texans closing the space and getting him down there because that could have been a huge play. Next one here, 3rd and 8. We're going to run a little what I'm used to calling like a flag hook down here. I think of it as like a quarters flat defender play. Now, this is a pretty damn impressive heater. The ball's maybe a little high, but your boy 11, you'd love to be able to catch this thing, huh? I mean, he plays this with anticipation. He throws a fastball. Some gas on this thing. I think you got to catch that ball. Again, is it a perfect throw? No. Is it good enough on 3rd down in the NFL? Yes. So to me here, design-wise, I'm calling this, the reason is it's kind of like a borderline dagger play where you're essentially running a clear by the number 2. So he's through, and I think he sets it to the back pylon. Then here's to the hook where that kind of ball is designed to go. And then it's usually something in the flat. So whether it's like a check, flat, or getting something in the flat. And usually in zone, you're just reading the flat defender. So if the flat defender gets width, great. Let's throw this right here. If the flat defender kind of plays both of them, let's take a peek at the corner. What's the corner doing? Is the corner coming down? Can we throw the flag? But we're trying to get the ball exactly where it's thrown. It's going to be a tight window. It's third down zone, a little stack formation with the 1 and the 2 down here to the bottom. Again, that's anticipation, right? Watch the flat defender. He's pushing for depth right there. Right there with. As soon as he breaks on the flat, Anthony Richardson rips it right there. I mean, that's a tight window. The flat defender right here. He's moving this way though, right? We can see the underneath flat pulling this way, and we're just going to rip that thing right there. I mean, it's made to order. You see the first down marker? Everything is good to go except kind of the final little precision of the ball location, and you got to catch the ball. Now, I also on this route, again, we're not in their wide receiver room, but dude, come back to the quarterback, man. I'm not familiar with this kind of route where you just stop your feet like that. Come back to the quarterback. Keep the space away from the corner. The easiest way to think about this, and again, fucking wide receivers, man, you need cats, and this is not wide receiver school. But the top of these routes where you've got the capacity to come back here, just do you want to do exactly what the corner does. So you want to keep this relationship, this space relationship. So we've got space right there. We don't want to allow him to come collision us. So we got to keep coming back to the ball. And that's why you run past the sticks to give yourself a little bit of grace. But watch the corner close and the wide receiver static. See that? If the wide receiver did the same action the corner does here, this is an easy catch or easier catch. You know, that dude throws the ball hard. Holy moly. Pretty awesome. So nice job from Anthony Richardson. A little anticipation, ripping it, right decision, just put it right on his face. All right, next one here, 3rd and 5. Richardson does a nice job of using his legs here. I'm going to probably make the argument that he should probably throw it to the number 2 up top in the slot. A little in and out, old school Peyton Manning, Colts special there to your boy Dallas. But that's a nice job getting up the field, big chunk. But I mean, you can't rely on this type of thing. I think the read is there to the right. He's looking to the right for whatever reason. He doesn't like it. Decisive. And again, super talented with his legs. You know, I am nervous about the amount of hits he gets in the course of a game. This is not one of those like big hits, but how this play is almost universally played is this little short in or fin with this kind of deep out or corner. You know, back in the day, I swear to God, I don't know this for sure, but I almost guarantee that this play used to be just this short in with a deep in and burst man or 2-man. Peyton would just say something to the slot to make it an out. That's just my personal take on it because I saw him thrash us a number of times in person. But normally versus middle field closed, I'm not thinking the slot is going to get outside leverage. I'm thinking he's going to get outside leverage. So any outbreaking route is not for me. But he's able to win quickly. That's a big win. I think the ball has to go here. So I would bet that the read is 1 here, 2 here. So 1, 2. I want to see him get through that and throw that. Now, if it's not there, it gets paired with what I would call like a crosser. So you can see the whole right to left thing. Now, he might not have time to get all the way back across the field here, but just throw it to the number 2. Read that thing low to high. No, yes. Right? Like we can throw it. I see he feels the lane there, but eyes up, 1, 2, throw. It's easier than taking hits like this, trying to rely on your legs all the time. I'm not saying don't do it. Absolutely. The legs are a weapon. He's a dynamic threat, no doubt. But let's throw that thing. It's there, 1, 2, throw. That's good protection. Let it rip. And again, it's borderline malpractice from the Texans here to not have somebody spying him. I would imagine he's going to start seeing drop 8 stuff with a spy. And again, just because you have a spy doesn't mean you can tackle him, right? Let's not get crazy. But still, that's too easy on 3rd and medium. All right, next one here is a bummer. Okay, and I'll be the first to tell you, I didn't care enough to like go watch the press conference. If people have talked about it or found out, you know, what happened here, I would say this looks like a miscommunication. Also looks like my guy, big guy, can't catch the ball there. Come on, help us out. Holy moly, harder than it looks, huh? But watch Anthony Richardson. He looks like he wants to throw it now. And then he's almost like surprised that he runs by him. Now, who knows if 10 just did his own thing out there, didn't get the call. He looks a little confused, if I'm being honest, right there, walking out to his spot. Everybody else runs like a stop or a hitch, right? If you're looking at trying to decide what everyone else is doing to try to make a decision, it looks like Anthony Richardson wants to throw the routes that are being run down here up top. Now, it's a perfect route and call versus the coverage. Watch the corner. Squat. Looks like he's taking a dump out there to boop by you. And again, you could, punt it to him. So just a bummer of a miss. But I'm going to put this miss more on communication, being on the same page, than I am about physical miss, like maybe some of the other ones where he skymails. Now, would you love to see him make the throw? Yes, absolutely, Captain. But for whatever reason, don't here. But it looks like we're not on the same page as opposed to a pure physical just miss. But I mean, still, you'd love to make, even if you're not on the same page, he's staring right at him. I think we can make that throw, 99 out of 100 times. That's a shame. Yo. Next one here, 3rd and 2. We're going to run a little zone read with a stick RPO down here to the bottom with the sniffer and the wide receiver. Easy read to pull there. This is just Anthony Richardson doing Anthony Richardson things. I love the fact that he gets out of bounds. I love the call. I absolutely love the potential for the quarterback run game with this unit. This is an easy pull read, right? We're reading the C-gap defender to the left, just outside 83. Can't tell if it's 95 or 55, but that's an easy pull read. They're trying to scrape the linebacker, the 30 linebacker over the left guard. He's going to come make the tackle. And just because you have it like on a whiteboard, that's a TFL. But that's Anthony Richardson. You're not getting him down like that. You're not even getting tackled. So you can have the perfect defense called against an alien like this, and it doesn't matter. Little orbit motion back and forth. My vocabulary, not yours. Here's the conflict defender. So that's who we're reading. Here's the dive. We've got the quarterback run tethered to it. Here's the scrape defender or the second defender. He's supposed to tackle him in space. Supposed to. Yeah, I think they have some sort of stick called here. So we're running stick or button hook, whatever you want to call here, with a flat. So all sorts of pressure on a defense. Just excellent dynamic offense with the motion, so much stress all over the place. Easy pull read, can't make the tackle. Again, you can see the potential for a little pick down here, right there from 11. Nice job, 11. Point it out when you see it. Doesn't get it, can't tackle him, first down. I mean, it's just beautiful offense. It really is. There's a lot of layers to this play, right? First level RPO, stress on the defense, gone. Can't make a tackle in open space with the scrape exchange. Got a little pick, not there. Get out of bounds. Don't even take a hit. Next one, this is a bummer. Red zone interception, 2nd and 12. We're going to try to hit the crosser coming from top to bottom, the number 3. Now, he's definitely stumbling. Okay, but I'm still not convinced that this is a good throw. Now, it's probably not as bad of a throw as it looks because 83 kind of gets hit at the top of this route and is stumbling coming out of this thing. But this is a throw. Again, he's definitely stumbling, but he's not on the ground. He puts his hand up and it's over his hand. So he, without that kind of late chuck right there, it's probably not an interception, to be honest. But it's also not a great throw, right? Like we can make a better throw than that. I don't think it's a bad decision. It's there. We just kind of skymail it. Now, again, the other thing I would say here, and again, I don't know their rules for their offense, but if we're running what I'm used to calling like a, as a smart ass, a Greg Roman special down here with a go flat quick out, and we're running this number 3 here where the ball's trying to go. Is this a crosser and he can flatten it out versus man? Because he takes this thing flat, but we almost throw it like we expect him to go more upfield. So just the final precision here for me, and obviously, okay, Captain, he's getting hit. So don't come at me in the comments and be like, hey, dumbass, he's getting hit. I get it. He's stumbling. I get it that's beyond 5 yards. for him to get pushed like that. Okay. All that can be true. And we can be more precise with our accuracy. I mean, you can't watch this film and not think that there were opportunities to throw the ball that weren't taken advantage of because we're just not putting it where we want consistently enough. Halftime, you dig the channel and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. I sincerely appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me, so thank you for taking the time and doing it. Again, the Quarterback School Patreon community, you know about it. Join, become a member, get even more Quarterback School content. We also have Quarterback School courses. Now, these courses are the premium content available through the channel. These are deep dives on my favorite football topics. We have a course on RPOs, tempos, pass protection. The best selling course is how to beat every coverage. We even have an entire offense available for you, so hop over there and enroll. You can check out all the courses at the new Quarterback School website, theqbschool.com. Hop over there, ask me anything, a really fun, interactive way to dive into the library of content available through the channel. And then finally, make sure to follow me across all social media platforms. I appreciate your support. As for the video, let's get back to it. All right, we're going to switch all the way to the fourth quarter here. We're going to have a massive opportunity up top on a double move. Now, it sure looks like the corner grabs us. Looks like there's a penalty. But man, I mean, 10 could have had an absolute day. Holy moly. I would love for Anthony Richardson to throw this ball with just a little bit more touch. I know he can obviously throw with touch. We saw the massive 70-yard bomb, but that ball just comes out a little flat. And again, sometimes these throws where guys are open, it's actually harder to necessarily put it where you want. But for me here, great route, great call. Love the aggressiveness. We're up at him. He gets grabbed a little bit, probably changes his gait. Okay, so I get it. If you're like, hey, if he didn't collision him, it would be right on the money. And maybe you're right. But he is wide open. And if we threw it more kind of old school Russell Wilson, kind of drop it out of a helicopter, out of the rafters, it would be a little bit easier of a hookup than that flat of a throw. And maybe that's an exaggeration, but like, you know, that tight of a throw. The other thing I would add here, and again, it depends on who you're pumping. Are you pumping this player? If you're pumping this player, either way, he's the quarterback's responsibility. So does the route beat the corner? Well, then we probably don't need the pump because now you're just bringing the safety to the party. But is he looking at, you know, that corner is see the corner break up top before the pump? Then you see the shrug. Well, all that shrug does is continue to bring the safety over there. So, got him. Just a little bit more air under that ball, and I think it's a guaranteed hit. It might be a guaranteed hit without the penalty, but the penalty is only 5 yards, and that should be a 70-yard touchdown. You know, this should be one of like the most electric performances of the week, and it is with one rep or a handful of reps, but it could have been with a catalog of reps. Next one here, big play action shot. We're going to run like a Dino up top by the number 1. Your boy 11 down here, a switch release crosser. Now, this ball, to me, first of all, let me be straight up, not thrown well. Like it's thrown behind us. I will also say for 11 here, this is not my tempo as far as the route. It looks like he's trying to throttle down like in a zone coverage without realizing that the safety is coming out of the roof for him. So what are we talking about concept-wise here? I'm calling this like big post or Dino, lean on this thing. There's the over-the-top one we've already hit, right? A bunch of different ways to throw posts. Here's where the ball is going to 11 as he kind of comes across. I think he kind of settles here, thinking he's open behind the second level players without realizing that the safety out of the shell or the roof is driving behind him. Regardless, the throw needs to be out here with probably a little bit of touch, like a 7-iron, as opposed to a behind us laser that gets knocked down. Yeah, I think it's paired with like a 7-stop down here to the bottom. So you'd read this thing kind of left to right. But man, I mean, you can see the space here. Another big opportunity, back-to-back plays that could have gotten us going in the fourth quarter. Instead, it's 2nd and 10. So, I mean, you can see the potential here. That's a thing I think that's just like it dripping off the film. The potential, the kind of explosiveness. But again, right? Like, I mean, you be the judge here with 11. Does that look like he's running full speed right there? It looks like he's throttling down. And again, the ball is behind us. Okay, so I get it. It can be all of those things. Damn. Next one here, touchdown pass to the guy going in motion here on the Tyreek Hill dagger. This is a crazy heater. The effortless flick that he's able to generate that kind of torque on is just unreal. Great finish there, massive play. Every other play is crazy explosive. It's wild. Now the pocket movement here, the fact that this is even there when they shut down half the field, pretty damn impressive. But just, hey, let this wash over you. Move. Boom. Jesus Christ. Jump, catch it in your ribs, accelerate away for the yak touchdown. Oh my God. Oh my God. So, like the design, I mean, this thing's going to take forever, right? If we're going in motion here, he's going to come down here off the motion and run a deep in. Verse, I'll call it, I guess, Tampa 2, question mark. Tampa 2, question mark. Half field player, palms, quarters, cloud player. This Mike linebacker type looks like he's running and matching to the middle of the field. There's nobody even out over here. I mean, this is a two-person route. Run this like, it's just a clear here. So, I mean, you can see the space. It's a little late because he's got to move in the pocket, but it's wide open. I mean, that's a big chunk right there. Once that curl defender drives the check down to the back right there, and that is just a crazy fastball. There are less than 5 people on the planet that can make that throw. And I'm probably being generous with that. That is a ridiculous heater. What a thrill, man. The ability for him to just rip this thing, get it up and down after moving like this. Boom. And it's so sudden, right? Like it's not just how hard of a throw it is. It's a quick release. I mean, if you're a Gators fan, this just has to drive you crazy. Oh, Jesus Christ. I think this is the most I've ever laughed in a video. Next one here, our guy 10 again at the bottom of the screen got an opportunity for another double move touchdown. I mean, just so aggressive throwing the ball down the field. I love it so much. This time, you get like a never in history ball, and we've got some pressure right in our lap. So it's hard to get, all over Richardson for this miss. You'd love for your right guard not to get walked back into your kind of platform. But man, you're almost surprised that he misses it this bad. And again, we've got not easy to make that throw. Someone right into the lap, can't step into it, can't follow through. But you'd love to give your guy a chance. And again, that's a pretty impressive route down here to the bottom versus quarters again. Very similar to the one we started this fourth quarter video with. Man, I mean, he gaps this guy. He keeps his stride as he kind of nods and goes. Corner's guessing. And that's not the easiest throw in the world because you really can't throw kind of a, huge, deep go ball over the top because that quarter safety is not threatened by anything. So you got to get it up and down a little bit more with lower trajectory. We just miss it, and the pass pro is not good enough. Next one here, I'm laughing again. 3rd and 15, post down here to the bottom of the screen. This to me is versus Tampa. And it should get, again, it's just outrunning the coverage. This isn't as good of a throw. It's a great job by the receiver going up and getting that ball and high pointing it. But this is running a post versus a Tampa safety who just doesn't think you're going to throw that ball. Like they're not used to the field being a vertical threat that far down the field versus a post. Nothing about this route should be there. Like this guy should be able to stay over the top, capped, whatever your terminology is, the whole way. There's no way that you should just come up here and rip a deep post. Now, I've played in offenses where hit like a tight 8, where we used to have like landmark 25 yards on the hash versus Tampa when this guy opens to the field. That, yes. But just like 2 middle fingers, we're going to run right by you. It doesn't matter. It's just ridiculous. And again, I'm almost surprised that he doesn't throw it 80 yards and hit him right in stride. You can see him slow up a little bit there. If he puts it 70 yards like he did the last one, maybe it's right on the money. Maybe he needs to slip back there to get his mojo going. But man, it's just crazy to 3rd and 15. It's crazy to get 9 completions for 212 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's wild to me. Next one here, 1st and 10 from the 16. We're going to run all go 2x2 open. We're going to scramble, get out to the left, make somebody miss. I like it. I know he's trying to get out of bounds, stop the clock, all those things. And I know he's a big, strong dude. I just worry about the collection of hits, like especially on the boundary. You cannot let up. You must protect yourself on the boundary. You can see he's kind of straight arming. The inside player doesn't see the DB player come until it's a little late. And that's just a big hit as you're going down. Again, I don't know that there's a great answer besides, maybe diving forward right there or trying to get out of bounds. But once you make that move, you just got to have a head on a swivel, and taking shots like that is just disgusting. I mean, I know he bounces up. I know he's big and strong. I'm not sure anybody can withstand a season of these types of hits. I mean, it's just a brutal sport to begin with. And then taking hits like that as you're going out of bounds, it's just, I hope he finds a way to find like the harmony in being able to run it and protect yourself. Last one here, 4th and 3, touchdown run. Again, Anthony Richardson just putting the whole organization on his back right here. Collision, boom, drive his feet, never stops his feet driving, get into the end zone. I mean, that's a world-class effort. And again, you hope health-wise you can handle this type of collision. I don't care how big you are. These kind of collisions compound. Boom, look at him drive his feet. And that's the thing when you talk about carrying the rock here. Collision, so lower your shoulder, head, drive feet, get in the end zone. Outstanding. Now, play-wise here, I think you could make the argument that, hey, bro, let's not take hits like this and just read this thing out. This, to me, is an iteration of mesh. So I'm used to calling this, instead of mesh railroad, this is more mesh, where one of these guys to the corner, the ball's probably trying to get to the flat as kind of the 4 people out to one side. My thing here is I think this is 10. 10 here really kind of doesn't let this play happen like it should, because he should be coming in here, and with the motion coming across, you want to count. The way to do this, I should take it all the way back to the sideline because there's enough detail here to be able to better understand this. With the motion, who's guarding the motion guy? Okay, it's 4th and 3. Is it man to man? Okay, watch the defense adjustment to motion. So you can't be, if you're this guy, you can't be thinking, okay, I got this. That's all I'm going to do. I know what I've got. You want to be watching the defense's adjustment to this motion. So as we go across in motion, does someone have him? Okay, so he's running a corner. So what we want to do here, essentially pre-snap, is if you want to count the 4th guy. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 people getting out. This guy's going to the flat. You want to pick the 4th guy. Okay, again, I'm talking to you like you're going to talk back to me. But 4 strong, and we got a chance for a pick or a rub. You want to pick the 4th defender in man coverage. Now in zone, it doesn't matter. But if he were to count to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and go pick this guy on a way to his route, this thing scores. We don't have to have our quarterback take a big collision. So first, watch 10 up top. Is he looking for a rub? Is he looking for a pick? Or is he trying to win? He could easily push his defender into that guy who's guarding the flat. Easily. He just doesn't know what the hell he's doing yet. And then if you don't like the flat up top, how about 11 coming across on the mesh? So no to the flat, yes mesh. Boom, there it is. That quick. Now again, would I like, a little bit more sudden from 11? Sure. Did we get a little bit of more pick rub mesh there? Maybe. But at the end of the day, Anthony Richardson says, no, thank you. I'll do it myself, and runs through someone's soul, drives their feet, runs through multiple Texans to get in the end zone and really give the opportunity. If CJ Stroud doesn't make like a crazy play at the end of this game, they're going to get the ball back, and they're probably going to kick a game-winning walk-off field goal. So again, read this thing out to the left. I need 10. Just get us a pick right there, dog. Oh my God. Oh my God. No to the flat, yes to the mesh. And then again, I don't know if you can argue against that, though. That's unstoppable. So that is a wrap. Anthony Richardson, the Colts, tough loss at home, gave themselves an opportunity at the end, just couldn't quite really convert on the other side of the ball to get the ball back. But my goodness, I mean, let's take a moment. I won't say a moment of silence, but a moment to appreciate Anthony Richardson and just the absolute ridiculous type performance that he's able to create out of nowhere. Slip, throw it almost 70 yards, dot, run the rock, It wasn't just that throw, though. There were a number of throws where you're like, that was a crazy fastball. That was 98-mile-an-hour in route to rip it in there for a big chunk. It's one of those things. He can run it, how they use him in the run game, all those things fascinating. Obviously, the roller coaster of accuracy is the thing that is like the hardest push-pull element of this, because you can certainly make all the throws, but it's about making more of the throws more consistently for him as quickly as he can be, because he's dynamic. Like, he's must watch all 22 for me right now. I really like how they use him in the run game as well, which makes it even more exciting from that standpoint. But man, some of the missed opportunities and hooking up and finding a way to be consistent with 10 is going to be one of those things. I'm going to be fascinated to see what it looks like moving forward. Regardless, fun all 22. Thank you so much for hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one.